Hello, I'm Amanda Tickel, Head of Tax and Trade Policy at Deloitte. As we look ahead to the Chancellor's spring statement on the 23rd of March, here's our take on what might be included. First, we're not expecting this to be a tax-heavy event. There were numerous measures announced in last October's autumn budget which are in train. These will leave the UK facing into its highest tax burden in decades, largely as a result of the additional $400 billion spent during this pandemic. There just aren't many available tax levers to pull. We don't expect U-turns on the scheduled rise to corporate tax. VAT is expected to return to the standard rate for hospitality, and the freezes to personal allowances for the next 4 years will start to take effect. However, with recent global events, inflation and rising energy costs, the Chancellor's hand may be forced despite not having much headroom to act. So what could we see? On helping with the cost of living, we could see the Chancellor delay the planned national insurance rise due to take effect this April. We might see a partial rise as planned for employers, but the rise delayed for employees and the self-employed. This would save the average person earning £31,000 around £270 a year, but still mean an increase in the tax take to the Treasury of around £8 billion. On helping with the energy crisis, given the high price of fuel, we expect a continued freezing of fuel duty rates at the level they've been now for over a decade. With newfound flexibility post-Brexit, though, the Chancellor could take a major step and reduce the VAT charged on fuel at the pumps. For a household spending £150 a month on fuel, cancelling VAT would save £25 a month. We could also see hastened action in incentivising the shift away from fossil fuels to lower carbon alternatives, with new tax incentives to encourage private sector investment and more grants for consumers to help with insulation and heat pumps. Finally, we may see some movement on the raft of tax consultations where we await the government's response. For example, changes to the R&D regime to incentivise businesses to innovate more. With all that said, one can never rule out a surprise. Although it would be highly unusual and difficult to design, there have been numerous calls for a windfall tax on those who have made super profits. We will have to wait and see what the Chancellor announces.